Everyone, I am Queen Lily, and tonight we will be discussing VP Kamala Harris and ex President Donald Trump. We have now 25 more days before election time, and the days are going pretty fast, and I'm excited about it. How about you all? I'm going to compare the two, VP Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. We're going to discuss some of the pros and cons and talk about some of the other things that's going on, like the rally that Trump just did in Pennsylvania. He just did a rally in Michigan as well. So we will discuss that. And we're going to discuss Elon Musk, him talking about VP Kamala Harris. We're going to discuss some more bad news from Jack Smith to Donald Trump. Jack Smith is not playing. He's a great man at what he does. Hey, Terry Roberts, how you doing? Thank you for coming to my live, King. Thank you. So we got a lot of topics to cover this evening. So how you doing, Terry? You doing okay this evening? If it's something you may want me to talk about, just put it in the chat, okay? But we are going to tap in towards the end about P. Diddy. But the first two topics are VP Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. So that's what we're talking about today. So I'm going to take a sip of water and we're going to get started, okay? Okay, like I stated, it's October the 10th. We have now 25 more days, and we have some great topics this evening, okay? Thank you for coming to my live. I am Queen Lily, and we're about to get started. Thank you all. Thank you, beautiful kings and queens, okay? So as I stated, we have 25 more days before Election Day, which is what, November 5th is Election Day. And we're comparing the candidates. Elon Musk, he's been out talking bad about our girl, VP Kamala Harris. His knowledge can't compare to hers, so he's wasting his time. We're going to discuss Trump empty seats in Pennsylvania. And he also had a rally just recently in Michigan. So we're going to talk about both of those rallies. And you know, a Trump rally does not compare to VP Kamala Harris and a Tim Walz rally. Their rally brings joy, excitement, hope. It just makes you think we're gonna win. You know what I mean? So that's what their rallies are about. And Donald Trump rallies just make me want to go to sleep. I just want to go to sleep. That's what his rallies does. I can't watch them. You know, sometimes I watch them here on YouTube so I can kind of keep up with what's going on. I'm like, oh God, this is dreadful watching his rallies. Oh my God, help me get through this, God. But we're gonna discuss his rallies, and we have more bad news for Trump from our boy Jack Smith. You know, Jack Smith doing his thing. He had the indictment released, and I read portions of it on YouTube. And Jack Smith not playing. Jack Smith is ready for November 26th. And I don't think Donald Trump is ready for November 26th. He's not, because they're going to sentence him on November 26th. So we're going to get started. I'm going to show you all a video of Elon Musk. He's bad mouthing VP Kamala Harris, okay? Just a moment. Thank you for coming to my live. And while the video is uploading, I'm going to shout you guys out, okay? Daniel Meyer, thank you for coming to my live. Thank you, King. Evan, thank you, King. King Lewis, thank you. King Terry, thank you. And I thank each and every last one of y'all that's in this chat. Please hit that like button, okay? Thank you. Get more from your Hold on, that's a commercial. Y'all know those commercials. Come on. Switch to a TurboTax expert.
I'm no plausible deniability. No, and I've been trashing Kamala nonstop.
Oh, I know.
Well, the Kamala puppet, I call it. You know, the machine that the Kamala puppet represents.
Yeah, she's irrelevant. I mean, she's not even.
No. I made a joke which I realized I deleted. Which is like nobody's even bothering to try to kill Kamala because it's pointless. What do you achieve? Nothing.
No, it's totally
just find another puppet.
Exactly. That's.
It's no point in killing.
It's deep and true, though.
Nobody's trying to kill Joe Biden.
It's
pointless.
Totally. You actually put that up?
Yeah. Now, some people interpreted it as though I was calling for people to assassinate her. but I was like, no, even I was like, doesn't it seem strange that no one's even bothered to try?
It's not worth it.
I mean,
There's an endless supply.
yeah, like nobody would. It's absurd.
It could be anybody.
Yeah, nobody's gonna try to. Nobody tries to assassinate a puppet.
Of course not. A marionette.
Yeah, marionette. So it's like,
That's hilarious.
yeah.
What?
She's safe. Like, to try to kill Trump twice.
This is Michael Popak for Legal AF. Is it funny that nobody's trying to assassinate Kamala Harris? It is to Elon Musk when he's not busy jumping up and down and jumping for joy at Butler, Pennsylvania, next to his bromance with Donald Trump. He's calling for the assassination of Kamala Harris. And then he goes on Tucker Carlson and doubles down on it. Which these two giggling.
Elon Musk, the weird nerd, he's a weirdo. That's dog whistling. You are dog whistling, and the people that are not so bright, they will try to harm our VP. That is called dog whistling. And there's no reason to attack her in any form. He should not be attacking her verbally. He should not be attacking her by sending dog whistles to the MAGAs. Elon Musk is a horrible person. No woman would actually want him. She would just want his money. No, you see, no woman is ever seen with him. He's a disgusting human being. And he's sitting there laughing with this guy from Fox. There's nothing humorous about hurting VP Kamala Harris. He's doing the same thing that Hulk Hogan did. Do y'all recall that Hulk Hogan was saying, do y'all want me to body slam Kamala Harris? Which he didn't say her name, right? He said Kamala Harris. Do y'all not recall that? That is cruel. No, you would not attack our VP. And I've never seen anybody do this before, but I'm going to tell you why it's been done. Because she's a woman and she's Black. And that's why she's under attack. VP Kamala Harris is not bothering Elon Musk. There was no reason for Elon Musk to make those comments about her. He's dog whistling. No good is going to come to him because, again, what we put out, it comes back. If you put bad in the atmosphere, it's going to come back to you full circle. So put good out there. Put kind words out there in the atmosphere. Love will always come back to you.
It's no point in killing.
It's deep and true, though.
Nobody's trying to kill Joe Biden.
It's
pointless.
Totally. You actually put that up?
Yeah. Now, some people interpreted it as though I was calling for people to assassinate her. But I was like, no, even I was like, doesn't it seem strange that no one's even bothered to try?
It's not worth it.
I mean,
there's an endless supply.
Yeah, like nobody would. It's absurd.
It could be anybody.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna try to. Nobody tries to assassinate a puppet.
Of course not. A marionette.
It's not worth it because she's a woman. It's not worth it because she's a Black woman. Just say it. They're not gonna say it, but that's what it is. There's nothing but hate written all over both of these men. Hate. And they're nothing but puppets for Donald Trump. Why spew those kind of words? You know that the MAGA people are listening and their brain don't operate like regular people. They're psychopaths. So you're saying that they're going to attack VP Kamala Harris. They can't get to her physically, but they would try to attack her on social media. They will try to attack her if she go live on social media. If they hear she's going to be somewhere at a rally, you just don't know what you're getting with MAGA. You don't know. When it comes to Donald Trump's people, you don't know. They are a terroristic group. They are a cult. And you're putting our VP in danger. That's what you're doing.
Like, that's hilarious. What? She's safe. Like, to try to kill Trump twice.
This is Michael Popak for Legal AF. Is it funny that nobody's trying to assassinate Kamala Harris? It is to Elon Musk when he's not busy jumping up and down and jumping for joy at Butler, Pennsylvania, next to his bromance with Donald Trump. He's calling for the assassination of Kamala Harris. And then he goes on Tucker Carlson and doubles down on it. these two giggling schoolgirls. No, that's an affront to schoolgirls everywhere. These two giggling idiots, dangerous as they are, giggling about not wanting to kill Kamala Harris because what's the point? Because she's a puppet. That the reason that Joe Biden hasn't been assassinated or hasn't had an attempt against him, which is a lie, is because what's the point? Here's the quote in case you missed it in what we just ran there. Referencing the original comment that he took down because the Secret Service is also investigating Elon Musk for making a veiled threat against Kamala Harris after the second attempted whatever it was event against Donald Trump with the guy with the gun sticking out of a bush at Mar-a-Lago. Basically, Elon Musk called for an equalizer. Why isn't the other party having an assassination attempt against them? This is a guy who's got no values, no morals, is depraved, doesn't understand history because he didn't live through JFK, RFK being assassinated, Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King, and the list goes on. Gerald Ford attempted, Ronald Reagan attempted, the Pope attempted. Where were you, Elon Musk, when that happened? And that wave of political assassinations and leader assassinations and attempted assassinations rocked this country. And you're calling for it again, and you're having a joke fest with Tucker Carlson? Disgusting. He said on Tucker Carlson, I made a joke, which I realized I deleted, which is like, nobody's even bothering to try to kill Kamala because it's pointless. What do you achieve? Ha, ha, ha. They dissolve into laughter. And Tucker Carlson saying, it's deep and true, though. Musk says, just buy another puppet with that vaguely foreign accented, bad Bond villain voice that he uses. Just buy another puppet. Nobody's tried to kill Joe Biden. It'd be pointless. Listen to...
I grew up always on the bigger side as a kid. I was always...
if anybody in this chat does not find anything wrong with what's been said, I question you, and nobody should trust you. You're not trustworthy.
Assassination of a political figure and a leader of this country. And I got news for them. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have had death threats against them, have had attempted assassinations against them, thwarted and foiled by the FBI and the Department of Justice. Nobody's tried to kill Joe Biden. It's pointless. He's a puppet. When he was invited to elaborate on the post, this is from The Guardian reporting, Musk said to Carlson, some people interpret it as though I was calling for people to assassinate her. But I was like, does it seem strange that no one's even bothered? Nobody tries to assassinate a puppet, so she's safe. I mean, this is Secret Service. Do your job. I know you're pinned down under heavy incoming fire from MAGA and from the rest of the people about falling down on the job and trying to protect people like the candidate for the presidency, but do your job. Investigate Elon Musk and make them pay the price. This is not First Amendment speech questioning out loud why Kamala Harris and Joe Biden haven't been the victim of an assassination attempt. All it's going to do is activate a sleeper cell of Donald Trump MAGA crazies who are in love with the testosterone crazed, fueled rantings of Elon Musk, who again belongs locked in a mountain lair somewhere, like in a Mission Impossible 12. But it shouldn't be allowed to.
Please subscribe to Midas Touch Network and Legal AF. Subscribe to their channels, please. I really enjoy watching their network. Really great. So subscribe to both of those channels, which they Legal AF is a part of Midas Touch Network. But subscribe, show them some love. Thank you. So next we're gonna watch a video of Donald Trump at his rallies, and there are so many empty seats. But let him tell it, I have the biggest crowd ever. Oh, stop it, Donnie boy. You're lying. Go change your depends, please. So we're going to watch that, okay? Just a moment. Thank you for coming to my live. I am Queen Lily, and we are discussing the election, Donald Trump and VP Kamala Harris, and a little more, okay? Look at the empty seats. Hold on. One moment. Oh, I hit mute.
In Pennsylvania. In addition to the empty seats in this auditorium, people were leaving in the middle of
Let me
Donald
know if y'all
Trump's
can hear it,
speech as
please.
well. Let's show you when people
Terry,
were
can you hear
walking
it?
out on him, something that makes him
Vera, can
incredibly
you hear it?
embarrassed. Play this clip.
Hi, Queen. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Gas export ban that is crushing Pennsylvania right now. Most of you don't even know about that and all, and she will. But if she ever won this thing, you wouldn't be fracking for 24 hours. But how about that? And it's crushing Pennsylvania, hurting you. It's going on.
We've got some photos as well of the empty auditorium here. You can see the empty seats there in the back. Donald Trump then claimed that that there's never people who leave and that this was a packed crowd. Here's what Donald Trump had to say about that. Play this clip.
Hey, we do a lot of these beautiful rallies, and it's so great. We never have an empty seat. Never have. Look at it. We're 100,000 people in Butler, more. Never have an empty. But they said, as you go on, you get angrier.
Even behind Donald Trump, you see right there, the one place where you should never have empty seats, it's directly behind Donald Trump. You see the empty seats there as well. By the way, this one individual posted a photo of a high school graduation they attended in the same auditorium that was more crowded than Donald Trump's speech. So what was he even talking about? Well, this is what he had to say about women. Play this clip.
And the women are going to like Trump. I think they like me anyway. I think it's all bullshit, They make it up.
And it reminds me of what he said earlier in the day in Scranton, Pennsylvania, when he was talking about wind. Here, play this clip.
The wind, it sounds so wonderful. The wind is bullshit. I'll tell you, it's horrible.
See, it's just a bunch of ranting and raving and cursing. Take a look at this. Here's what Donald Trump's talking about in Reading. He's talking about Howard Stern. Let's play it.
Otherwise, they'll say, these guys are so bad. A big part of our problem in this country are those people right back there. Big part of our problem. We need a free and fair press badly, desperately. I watched the way they asked questions of Kamala yesterday. Howard Stern, he's a weak guy. He's weak. He's going, what about, It was so ridiculous. Even she was embarrassed. It was like softball, but all of them. Howard, I knew him very well. I was on his show many times. I used to think he was good. Then I dropped him, and I dropped him like a dog, and his ratings are very challenged. But
then Donald Trump says that he could have been on a beautiful beach, but he didn't have to be there. So he then insults the audience that's walking out on him. Play this clip.
Fight for you. I didn't have to be here. I could be at a beautiful beach. I could be at a gorgeous beach somewhere in the world. The sun beaming down on this beautiful body in a bathing suit.
I would hate to see him in a swimsuit. No, pale and fat. No. Ew. Ew. Gross. Like a wet pig.
And Donald Trump lies about children who go to school, and then without parental consent, their gender gets changed, which is not happening. That's what Donald Trump continues to lie and talk about. Play this clip.
How about that one? Your child goes to school, and they take your child. It was a he, and comes back a she. And they do this. And they do it.
Why is it at every one of his rallies he's gay bashing? The gays are not bothering Donald Trump. It's disgusting that he bashed gay people every rally. It's disgusting.
And then Donald Trump said that nobody wants to hear from you, so you can come up on stage for 2 seconds, but then get out of here. Nobody likes you. This is what Donald Trump's saying about the Senate candidate of Pennsylvania. How embarrassing. Play this clip.
He's tough as hell. David, I know you just spoke. Just come here, say like for 2 seconds, because nobody wants to hear you right now. Just come up.
Then Donald Trump says that Vice President Kamala Harris is not doing interviews, despite the fact that Donald Trump turned down the 60 Minutes interview, and Donald Trump's afraid to debate her, and she's been doing lots of interviews. This is what he says about Vice President Kamala Harris. Play this clip.
So think of that. So I heard that question when it was given, because I had to watch, because, she doesn't do any interviews. She doesn't do any press conferences. She doesn't do them for one reason. She's not smart. She's not smart.
And Donald Trump struggles to say this sentence where he's trying to lie about automobile manufacturing, which, by the way, is now at
With goggles for you.
That's a
you have
commercial.
access to hundreds of affordable glasses
I
starting
could
at
not
$6.95.
be a supporter
We
of
serve
this
thousands of
dude.
happy buyers since
This dude,
2003 and
he's
offer
dumb.
24/7
While
customer
he's having
service.
his rallies, he
Find
never talk about policies.
record
He
level
talk
savings
about a
to
bunch of
Vice
nonsense. It
President
doesn't even
Kamala
make sense for him to
Harris'
even go do a rally.
Production Act.
Yeah,
Donald
go
Trump
to the
can't
beach
say
and
this
show your
sentence
horrible
right.
body.
If we win, this country will become the automobile manufacturing place. We are
Lies.
bring plants back at levels that haven't been seen for 50 years in this country.
Donald Trump then lies about Elon Musk's Starlink getting confiscated by the Biden administration. Just more lies that he's spewing. Let's play it.
Kamala didn't send any helicopters to rescue them. And when people sent helicopters, they turned them back. And by the way, when Elon sent Starlink, originally they confiscated it, they took it. It took them a long time to get it over there, and it's a disgrace. And he doesn't want to say that, but I'll say it. It was disgraceful what they did.
Donald Trump then continues to lie about the federal response to the federal government's response to Hurricane Helene. This is kind of the constant lies that's actually impacting people's lives and causing people to be seriously injured and die as Donald Trump is spreading lies and disinformation over and over again. Play this clip.
So she didn't send anything or anyone at all. Days passed, no help as men, women, and children drowned. North Carolina has 8 military bases, great bases. Fort Bragg, remember Fort Bragg? They changed the name. We won 2 wars, 2 world wars, actually, to be specific, from Fort Bragg. But they changed the name to, I'm not even going to say it. Let's just call it Fort Bragg. I think, what do you think? Has nothing to do with Pennsylvania, but the people of North Carolina would like to leave it as Fort Bragg. Can we do that?
He's so tiresome.
I think so.
Then Donald Trump starts talking about Tampon Tim, and he says Tampon Tim over and over again. Let's play it.
Tampon Tim and Kamala Harris are a true threat to democracy. I'm not the threat to democracy. By the way, if I was, I wouldn't have taken a bullet to the ear. I wouldn't have taken a bullet to the ear. They didn't.
And Donald Trump claims that he has more Indian blood in him than, well, I'll just let you hear it for yourself. This is bizarre. Play this clip.
So I came up with the name Pocahontas, and it drove her crazy, and so she went out and got a blood test, right? Remember what the number was? 1,024th. Oh, this guy's good. 1,024th. That means essentially that I have more Indian blood in me than she has, and I have none, unfortunately. I'd like to have some.
Also, Alina Habba gave a speech in front of that fairly empty crowd as well. But who's going to tell her? Play this clip.
So where I come from, when you fail at your job for 1,400 days, you don't get another 1,460 days.
On the other hand, you had President Biden holding a very serious press conference today. But of course, the media asks him some of the dumbest questions. Here, play this clip.
Talking about
Sir, have you considered calling him and asking him to stop doing that? To stop
He's then asked about Donald Trump spreading misinformation. Let's play it.
Why do you think Trump is spreading misinformation?
I don't know. I simply don't know. They can speculate, but I just find it. I'm not using the phrase more than I've used it ever in my whole career. Un-American. It's un-American. It's not who the hell we are. What are they talking about?
Sir, have you considered calling him and asking him to stop doing that? To stop
He then addresses Donald Trump giving COVID tests to Vladimir Putin instead of Americans during COVID. Let's play it.
May God bless you all, and may God protect those serving in the eye of this storm on behalf of our nation. Thank you.
Why do you think Trump is spreading misinformation? Why do you think President Trump has spreading misinformation to President Putin during the height of the pandemic? Do you have a comment, sir? Why do you think Trump is?
Here's what President Biden says about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's play it.
Quite frankly, these lies are un-American, and there's simply no place for them. Not now, not ever. Former President Trump has led this onslaught of lies. Assertions have been made that property is being confiscated. That's simply not true. We're saying people impacted by these storms will receive $750 in cash and no more. That is simply not true either. They're saying that money needed for these crises are being diverted to migrants. What the heck are they talking about? Stop it. It's outrageous. It's just not true. Now the claims are getting even more bizarre. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the congresswoman from Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's so stupid. It's got to stop.
And on the other hand, let me just show you what the vibes are like right now in Arizona. And you'll see Governor Walz there, and you'll see how energized people are. Let's play it. I'm a never Trump guy. I'm a never Trump guy. I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him. I'm a never Trump guy. I'm a never Trump guy. I'm a never Trump guy. Ever. I'm a never Trump guy. Ever. I'm a never Trump guy. Ever. I just want to remind you all, make sure you're registered to vote. Make sure your pro-democracy family members are registered to vote. Speak to family members after this video, please, and double check, okay?
Yes, please make sure y'all are registered to vote. And please subscribe to Midas Touch Network. I really love watching the commentary. They are attorneys and they know their stuff. So that's why I love listening to them, because those attorneys, they're going to do their homework. They're not going to put misinformation out there. So that's why I love to watch Midas Touch Network. And Ben is amazing. So him and his brothers both. Even Michael Poppet, I like him too. So let me see what else I got on my list. More bad news for Trump, and it's coming from our boy Jack Smith. You know, Jack Smith has Donald Trump in a chokehold. He ain't letting go. That toupee is about to come off because he got him back in the chokehold so tight that toupee is just flopping all over the place like this. Just flopping all over the place. So I'm going to play this video for y'all, okay? And thank you for checking out my live. Thank you for staying here with me. I appreciate each and every last one of you beautiful kings and queens. One moment.
When I first joined Honeybook, I was roughly making
$1 moment.
$1,500 a month. Fast forward to the
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kara Phillips. Breaking news this hour, sweeping and increasingly desperate. That's from a new filing from Special Counsel Jack Smith describing the new details of former President Trump's effort to overturn the 2020 election laws.
Never before seen evidence in Special Prosecutor Jack Smith's election case against former President Donald Trump. This is a 165-page filing.
So when it appeared as though the events on January 6th were leading to be a violent effort to overthrow the election results, one of Trump's campaign employees, also an agent and a co-conspirator of Trump, literally said, quote, make them riot. Do it.
I know what you're thinking. Surely this week couldn't get any worse for the former president turned convicted felon. Well, that was until Jack Smith entered the chat. Trump's October surprise isn't a surprise. In fact, it's of his own making, and don't let MAGA world tell you otherwise. In case you missed it, here's what happened. In the January 6th election interference case in front of Judge Chutkan in D.C., Jack Smith filed a 180-page brief this week, chock full of incriminating evidence in order to prove why Donald Trump is not subject to the presidential immunity that the Supreme Court laid out in July, and why he should be allowed to be prosecuted. This is a preliminary question. This part goes first, because if he's immune, then he shouldn't be prosecuted. Trump's lawyers tried to do anything they could to not have this immunity question go first, because the immunity question allows the government to lay out all of the evidence of what Trump did in order to interfere with the election on January 6th, because they have to show that he's not immune. And this filing deadline was this week. Trump lawyers have October 10th to respond in their filing why they think Trump should have immunity. So this is all coming out in October. And if they're trying to say, and we know we're going to hear it from Trump, that this is election interference, let's be reminded the whole point of why we're talking about immunity is because Trump requested immunity from the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court didn't take that question up right away. Oh no, they took up the Colorado ballot question right away and ruled in favor of Trump, even though Trump technically wasn't a party, but the outcome was favorable to Trump. But the immunity question, they waited. They waited a long time to issue that opinion. It was one of the last opinions they issued. And so Judge Chutkan is just now getting to the issue because she just now got the opinion. She just now asked the parties to brief how they should deal with this immunity issue. And so basically, it's because of Trump that it's happening in October. So how is Trump and his lawyers responding to this? Well, they're not taking it very well, because this 180-page document, including 30 exhibits, is going to be highly damaging to Trump. And right now, it's sealed. It's sealed because it's going to be up to the judge how much of that is allowed into the public, because a lot of that is sensitive information, whether or not some of it will prejudice the jury. So we're going to see some of it, but not all of it. And the parties get to decide how much of it should be redacted. But Trump's lawyers aren't being reasonable about this, of course, and they're asking for documents. They're saying, we need to delay all of this. We need to delay all this, not because of the election. No, they're not admitting to that, but because we don't have certain documents. Jack Smith did not take that lightly, because he knows, they know, they have all the documents. The kind of documents they're asking for are things that are already in Trump's possession, that Trump has already had for a year. And Jack Smith makes that very clear in his brief. He's done with Trump and his lawyers and all of their misinformation, let's say. And he says, quote, talking about Trump, he asks for multiple categories of information that he has had for more than a year, including reports and transcripts for 2 interviews of a particular witness, text messages for specific individuals, and presidential daily diaries, all of which he received in the government's first discovery production on August 11, 2023, as is evident from the government's detailed source logs that Jack Smith put in his filing. The fact is, Trump lawyers want this delay because they don't want this coming out before the election, but it's because of them that it's coming out so close to the election, and they already have all the documents they need. And Jack Smith writes in that filing, they're asking for these things because they want more delays. The delay.
She make a valuable point.
TurboTax expert who charges me.
Trump's lawyers are asking for more delays to buy time, but it doesn't matter because Trump will be sentenced November 26th. He will not win the election November 5th. He will be sentenced. It's a fact. Look it up, Meg. I'm not lying to you. Trump's sentence day is November 26th, my birthday. So, Donald Trump, what's up? You ready for November 26th? Because you're definitely not ready for November 5th, because you're not going to win. MAGA going to be sitting around crying. Get the Kleenex ready. That's all I got to tell you. Get your Kleenex ready. Because Donald Trump will lose. He will not win. He lost in 2020 and tried to steal that election from our president, Joe Biden, the great president, Joe Biden, and he's going to try to steal this one. But what MAGA doesn't know, the FBI is ready for y'all. They ready for y'all. So y'all go trying to destroy something this year, 2024. We hear those prison bars closing. You're going to prison like the rest of them. They're not going to use mace this time, okay? So y'all try that same stuff you did before. The police ready for you. The FBI, everybody ready for you. Everybody ready for you, okay? So we're going to go to just a moment. I have something else for you all. Thank you for coming to my live. It is election time. We have 25 more days before November the 5th. 25 more days. What a glorious time to be alive. We're going to have our very first female president, very first Black female president. And I'm excited. I'm ecstatic about having a Black woman as president. Yes, I love that idea. I love it. Hold on one moment, okay? Just a moment, you guys.
During the moment of a crisis,
This is VP Kamala Harris.
Jacking up prices like gasoline or hotels or airlines to take advantage of the desperation people are experiencing. So to anybody who's thinking about jacking up those prices, those companies that are thinking about doing it, know that we are monitoring and we're watching. And if there is that kind of price gouging, that there will be a consequence for that, because it's just wrong to take advantage of people who are desperate for help. And so know that we're watching that as well. Sadly, there are some folks who, during the moment of a crisis, will be very predatory and start jacking up prices like gasoline or hotels or airlines to take advantage of the desperation people are experiencing. So to anybody who's thinking about jacking up those prices, those companies that are thinking about doing it, know that we are monitoring and we're watching. And if there is that kind of price gouging, that there will be a consequence for that, because it's just wrong to take advantage of people who are desperate for help.
She's right, and that is what is happening, y'all, because on TikTok, a lot of people that want to leave Florida, they can't because of the price. The flights are so expensive, and they will normally be like $200 and something. They're like $1,000 and something. And just say it's 4 people that live in a household, and they all need tickets to travel. Because they was going online, trying to see what they could do so they can get out of Tampa because the hurricane, and they couldn't leave because the price of tickets was so expensive to catch a flight. Anywhere they were going to try to go, the price was so expensive and they couldn't leave. And in Tampa, the gas stations ran out of gas. It's just a mess. And they jacked up the prices of gas. They jacked up the prices on Airbnbs. They jacked up the prices on the airline flights. So a lot of people, they just stuck there. And, like some places they show it's already destroyed because it's just finally starting, like they had a tornado or whatever. And then they had heavy rain. Some places has flooded already. But it's not right for them to jack up the prices. And that is what VP Kamala Harris is stating. It's not right to do that. You can't do that. She's doing what she's supposed to do. She's a VP and she's doing it well.
Americans were dying of COVID. Trump secretly sent COVID tests to Putin.
The U.S. is struggling with a nationwide shortage of COVID-19 tests.
When wildfires destroyed homes, Trump blocked help for political revenge.
Donald Trump wouldn't send relief based on who voted for him.
Hurricane Helene has devastated lives, and Trump is spreading dangerous lies to win an election.
This misinformation can prevent people from getting the help that they need.
When Americans most need a leader, he's in it for himself. When Americans were dying of COVID, Trump secretly...
Of course, Donald Trump is in it for himself. The only reason why he's running for president is to try to stay out of prison. He's not running for president because he loves you, MAGA. He doesn't love you. You love him, and it's a sickening kind of love because it's the kind of love that you enjoy getting abused. Donald Trump doesn't love you. He only wants to be president to stay out of prison. It has nothing to do with you, MAGA. He plays with your intelligence. Well, he plays with your ignorance. Let's put it that way.
Working around the clock to prepare for Hurricane Milton and to ensure that people are safe, including ensuring federal, state, and local resources are being coordinated in a smart and efficient and effective way. We have also been in constant contact with the leaders in Florida to make sure that we are cutting any red tape that might get in the way of getting relief to folks, to make sure also that communities receive the resources and the support that they need as quickly as possible. Already, we have sent more than 1,000 federal personnel to be on the ground in Florida to assist with what needs to happen in the state to prepare for this hurricane, and we will continue to scale up those efforts. To the people of Florida, and in particular the people of the Tampa region, we urge you to take this storm seriously. As has been said before, this is a storm that is expected to be of historic proportion. And many of you, I know, are tough and you've ridden out these hurricanes before. This one's going to be different. And so we ask you that by every measure, understand it's going to be more dangerous, more deadly, and more catastrophic. So please listen to your local officials. They know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. And if you are told to evacuate, please evacuate immediately. Do not wait until it is too late. And in the hours and days ahead, President Biden and I and our administration will continue to do everything we can to protect the people who have been in the path of this storm. And once the storm has passed, we will be there to help folks recover and rebuild, as we continue to do for those communities in Florida, Georgia, North and South Carolina, and across the Southeast who have been devastated by Hurricane Helene. Finally, as the president mentioned, to any company that or individual that might use this crisis to exploit people who are desperate for help through illegal fraud or price gouging, whether it be at the gas pump, the airport, or the hotel counter, know that we are monitoring these behaviors and the situation on the ground very closely. And the bottom line is this hurt, and we are with you. And we will get through this together. We've been working around the clock to prepare for Hurricane Milton and to ensure that people are safe, including ensuring federal, state, and local resources are being coordinated in a smart and efficient and effective way. We have also been in constant contact with the leaders in Florida to make sure that we are cutting any red tape that might get in the way of getting relief to folks, to make sure also that communities receive the resources and the support that they need as quickly as possible. Already, we have sent more than 1,000 federal personnel to be on the ground in Florida to assist with what needs to happen in the state to prepare for this hurricane, and we will continue to scale up those efforts. To the people of Florida, and in particular the people of the Tampa region, we urge you to take this storm seriously. As has been said before, this is a storm that is expected to be of historic proportion. And many of you, I know, are...
Y'all, we got to keep Florida in our prayers, and Tampa, because that's the main place that everything is happening with the hurricane is Tampa. We got to keep them in our prayers. If you watch on social media, the news or whatever, YouTube or whatever you decide to watch, it's so many videos of people showing the storm, you know what I mean? Their houses are flooded, the roads are flooded, the apartment complexes where they live are flooded. We have to take this serious. We got to just really send up a lot of prayers because there's nothing much we can do right now. But FEMA is helping people. Don't listen to Donald Trump because he's telling people that FEMA is not helping, that VP Kamala Harris is not doing her job. She's doing her job. Yes, she is. VP Kamala Harris is out there. She's visited Georgia, here in Atlanta, because a lot of people was out of power. Our internet wasn't working. When the storm was happening with Helene, I was online on YouTube going live, and my power went out, and I just kept going live. Hurricanes are something powerful, and we can't take it as a joke. We just can't. It's something that's serious. And there's nothing about a joke, and I don't appreciate Donald Trump making it into a joke, telling people to not accept things from FEMA because VP Kamala Harris is a part of it. And because Donald Trump is putting out misinformation, a lot of elderly people are not accepting FEMA when they need it. And their relatives do not live in the same state. For example, in North Carolina, it's an elderly man. His son-in-law got on the radio and he was talking, and he was saying that his father-in-law, who is elderly, will not take any help from FEMA or anybody because Donald Trump told him not to. And he believes in MAGA so much that he would not take help. And they have no way of getting to him. No way of getting to him. And the guy was calling into the radio station because he's trying to figure out, what can I do to help my father-in-law, because he will not listen. So that's a bad situation. And it would be better if Donald Trump just hush. Don't run your mouth, please. Hush. You're running for people, and it's not right. It's not right at all. One moment, I'm going to show you some other stuff, okay? Just a moment, you all. Thank you for staying on the live with me. I'm going to show y'all something of Donald Trump. He's tricking his supporters, the MAGA people. He's not honest with y'all, MAGA. So I'm about to show y'all a video. And maybe y'all will stop listening to him, because Donald Trump is a joke. He's not an honorable man. He's not a man of class. He's not a faithful man in a marriage. He's a man that has 34 felonies. I would never listen to anybody like that. He's a criminal. So why do y'all bow down to a criminal? If you compare Donald Trump with VP Kamala Harris, she has no criminal background. She's been a prosecutor, attorney general, but she has no crimes in her life. She prosecuted people that committed crimes. She prosecuted SA abusers, which Donald Trump is an SA abuser. Comparing the two, there's no comparison. Donald Trump was president because he had money, and y'all thought he was a great businessman, but the man has 6 bankruptcies. So you really think Donald Trump is a businessman? Really? He wasted all his father's money away. That's why he's out here peddling all these different things, having a flea market at truth.com. He's selling things that most ex-presidents and presidents don't even bother to do. Their life is good. He's living his life like he's one of us. He has a flea market going on. He's playing with y'all and with your ignorance, MAGA, because you don't have much intelligence. Because if you was intelligent, you would not listen to Donald Trump. You would encourage people that experience Hurricane Helen to take the FEMA help. And Donald Trump is putting out misinformation stating that FEMA only gave us $750. That was what they gave them at the beginning. But they can get more money because it's going to take more money. Because a lot of people's homes are totally destroyed. And FEMA knows that. They are willing to help people. But a lot of people are followers of Donald Trump, and they're not accepting FEMA's help. You got to fill out the paperwork to get the help. That's just how it goes. It's that simple. FEMA has plenty of money. That is not true. That is misinformation that Donald Trump is putting out there. It is a complete lie. President Joe Biden said it himself. They have the money. But a lot of people that listen to Donald Trump that are MAGA and they old and elderly and all swiveled up, they listen to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has a brain fried. Their brain is swiveled up like them. I wish they stopped listening to Donald Trump because they need the help. Their homes are destroyed. They need food. They need a lot. And they're hurting themselves by not taking the help from FEMA. It's not good. It's not good at all. It's not fair to them. They're elderly. They need help. I'm going to read some of y'all comments while I'm waiting on this video to open up. Hold on. Let me see. I might show y'all a different video because that one isn't opening up yet. Antonio, your mama told me you need help. Yes, she did. Because you're living in her basement, eating up all her food. She wants you to leave. No, that was Anthony. I'm sorry. Anthony, your mama told me that. Sleepy Joe is doing his job. Did you not hear him in the video? He sounds very clear. He's not stumbling over his words like Donald Trump in his rallies, not making any sense. Trump is the person that's not in his right mind. Not at all. Donald Trump doesn't even know where he is half of the time. Up there speaking, ain't giving any policies. He's not telling y'all what he's going to do as president because he doesn't know any policies. He doesn't even have the knowledge to be president. When he won in 2016, he was not running that White House. The mega maggots that's in Congress was running the White House. He sat there and ate cheeseburgers from Burger King and McDonald's and just got fatter and fatter. Your candidate wears a girdle. My candidate, Joe Biden, he does not wear a girdle. He's in excellent shape. VP Kamala Harris' body is in excellent shape. Donald Trump can't run even to the front door. He's so fat. He'll run out of breath. That's your candidate. Anthony, your mama told me you was. That's why she keep you down in the basement and all you eat is cheese and you're a fat pig. You're a rat. Honey, I have a beautiful grown daughter. I am not a childless cat lady. And if I was, I would live it up and own it. Yes, I would. Y'all don't want eating up the cats and the dogs. You're eating the cats. You're eating the dogs. You're just nasty. Y'all always buying a bunch of dogs. You're eating them. This is what New York full about Trump. His own state hate him. Trump's own state of New York hates him. He better stay down there in Florida because they hate him. Donald Trump is not a likable man. Only people that adhere to Donald Trump are people with the same psychopath personality. Those are the people that's crazy about Donald Trump. They mental just like him. Those are the people that like to go around Donald Trump. People with the same personalities. They need to be on medication and in a room with a white padded room with a jacket on, straight jacket. Y'all, MAGA got it so bad. They really just dislike our girl VP Kamala Harris. Why y'all hate on greatness? That lady is blessed and highly favored. She's very educated. She has her doctorate. She has her law degree. Donald Trump doesn't have any of that. All he got was his daddy money. That's all he got. Was his poppy money.
So here's my problem with MAGA support for Trump. I never understood why you would pray for something bad to happen to somebody else. I'm Alex, this is my rant. Today, going through the internet, I found this.
And as you told me to say in 2015 against Hillary Clinton, I now declare against Kamala Harris. That according to James 1:11, that her campaign is as grass, and that she is even as the flower of the grass, and that the burning, searing, exposing heat of God now causes her campaign and her herself to wither away. To wither away. And
he's praying for her to wither away. When something withers away, what happens? It dies. So in my eyes, he's praying for her to die.
Become as nothing. That there would be exposure from the radiance of who you are. And he would cause, Lord, her campaign to vanish.
It's amazing to me that he's promoting this guy who is everything opposed to what a Christian should be.
Amen.
I think they are not following the same Bible that we read. Then I found this video of the pastor that interviewed J.D. Vance talking about Harris. Watch.
And we'll go to this later. That's the seduction of what I would say is witchcraft. That's the manipulation of imagery that creates an impression contrary to the truth, but it seduces you into seeing it. So that spirit, that occult spirit, I believe is operating on her. When you're up against that, the good news is if we're going to go full tilt Pentecostal, Jezebel may be the spirit you're up against.
This idea of the Jezebel spirit is this new idea that pastors came out with to excuse their own misbehavior.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen pastors say when they're accused of physical abuse to another person, say like, oh, the Jezebel spirit came and tempted me because I fell, because I influenced so many people in moving towards God. So it's just another excuse. And what they're doing is, in my opinion, trying to put kind of a stereotype on her of the Jezebel, the promiscuous, the person that has no moral compass at all. And
how are they gonna label her with that when Donald Trump is the one that has been married 3 times and cheated on each one of his wives? And Melania, he cheated on her while she's pregnant with a porn star. Really, Donald Trump? Your followers are delusional. MAGA is delusional. OMG. Donald Trump brags about he grabbed him by the... He is a male Jezebel. Jezebel is just not a woman, honey. No, sir. Male Jezebels. And they're actually worse than a female Jezebel. And VP Kamala Harris has been married happily for 10 years to Doug Emhoff. Donald Trump been married and cheated his whole time in his marriages. He can't be faithful. He's a nasty man. Tell him what I said. He's nasty. He loves to say everybody's nasty. Well, Donald Trump is a nasty, filthy, pissy depends orange man. Running around here with orange makeup on his face, looking disgusting. Donald Trump is not a kind man. Nothing about Donald Trump represents joy, love, and happiness. When he does his rallies, he's a miserable talking man. He represents hate. VP Kamala Harris and Tim Walz represents joy, happiness at their rallies. Everybody want to get up and dance and celebrate. And Donald Trump people all look. Why they got to have that? I should have that. I'm white. I deserve it all because I'm white. And VP Kamala Harris and Tim Walz out there celebrating and dancing with everybody. White, black, Asian, Hispanic, and the list goes on and on. Nigerian, Haitians, everybody happy celebrating because God give us freedom. Freedom, where are you? We need freedom too. You ain't gonna get there with Donald Trump. I want that. They shouldn't have that. They black. Them doggone Haitians, They shouldn't have nice cars. Look, I'm riding that nice car past me. I deserve that nice car because I'm black. I'm white. I'm white. I deserve it all. You got to work for it. Stop sitting around eating cheeseburgers. Get a second job, a third job, and work for it. Stop downing people because they work for what they want. VP Kamala Harris rallies is full of multiracial people, full of white, black, Hispanic, Asian, Nigerian, Haitians, Dominican, and the list can go on and on and on. Italian, whoever you want to say. Mexican, yes. And y'all don't have anything more but to spew out hate. You just spew it every day. Hate, 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 moping around. Get some joy in your life, MAGA. Get some happiness and love, because that's what God give us. There's no way you know God if you up there praying against somebody's life. Why would you pray for something to happen to VP Kamala Harris? That's not of God. That is not Christian-like behavior. That's MAGA behavior. That's what it is. You ain't raised right. Who raised y'all?
Here's my problem with that.
Y'all was not raised right. It's just sad.
And that's, we'll go to this later. That's
They
the
tell me who your
seduction.
parents are.
What I would say is witchcraft. That's the manipulation of imagery that creates an impression contrary to the truth, but it seduces you into seeing it. So that spirit, that occult spirit, I believe, is operating on.
He talking about MAGA the whole time because they ain't never the cult.
If we're gonna go full
There he go talking about Donald Trump. Here's Jezebel.
May be the spirit you're up against.
And MAGA is a cult.
This idea of the Jezebel spirit is this new idea that pastors came out with to excuse their own misbehaviors. I've seen pastors say when they're accused of physical abuse to another person, say like, "Oh, the Jezebel spirit came and tempted me because I fell because I influenced so many people in moving towards God." So it's just another excuse, and what they're doing is, in my opinion, trying to put kind of a stereotype on her of the Jezebel, the promiscuous, the person that has no moral compass at all. And when you think about it, they've been saying that she slept her way through the top, and Jezebel is Jezebel, so she's the Jezebel spirit. And that is what bothers me the most about this whole MAGA support, because it's a cult. What they're doing is giving him carte blanche to do whatever he wants, and that opens the door to atrocities, and it's a problem. I'm Alex, this is my rant, and I'm out.
He said what he said. MAGA is a cult. We all know MAGA is a cult. MAGA just don't want to own up to it. It's time to be real with yourself, MAGA. Be honest with yourself. Then you become a greater person. Y'all need to get off that short bus and get on the VP Kamala Harris bus where everybody's sitting pretty, nice teeth, nice long hair, just gorgeous and beautiful people. Everybody beautiful on the VP Kamala Harris team. You look at the people at Donald Trump's rallies, oh my God. They look like they need to bathe. And they don't bathe every day, you can tell. You probably smell like a pet. Smell like a dog. A wet sheep. Like you've been out in the rain all day, just funky. You need to lift up them big sacks of yours and wash up on them things. It's sweaty under there. You smell. Ooh, everybody at Donald Trump's rally just look a hot mess.
You know, we have some people that'll pay us like $25 a month every single month. They won't miss it. You know, they're very committed.
Shane, this is incredible. At the peak of this, the Trump campaign made up to 3% of all credit card fraud claims in the United States. That is stunning. I realize it's normal for any campaign to refund donations, but this is something totally different. Put it into context for us.
Number one, think about how much fraud you got to be committing if 3% of the claims in this country is coming from your campaign. Is it a fraudulent campaign? Number two, do y'all know that virtually every organization Trump has ran in recent years has been under investigation? Number three, So everything that he's touching in recent years, organizations, businesses, campaigns, and presidencies is under investigation, how is he fit for the position? Number 4, not only would he fraudulently scam his supporters, Trump had a $350 million fraud berg that included him being banned for 3 years in the state of New York. Number 5, think about how much fraud and scamming you got to commit to make your way. State completely bans you from running business there. Think about it. Number 6, folks will be like, but he's good for the economy. But think about it. This man, though he has never filed for personal bankruptcy, the businesses of hotels and casinos that he's ran has declared bankruptcy 6 times. 6 of them. How many people do you believe is good with money or good for the economy and they've ran 6 businesses into the ground? Number 7, y'all know the main demographic he was finessing with this whole campaign scam, huh? Think about it.
6 bankruptcies. VP Kamala Harris has 0 bankruptcies. Must we continue to compare the two? Donald Trump has 34 felonies. VP Kamala Harris has 0 felonies. Donald Trump has 6 bankruptcies. VP Kamala Harris has 0 bankruptcies. VP Kamala Harris has a doctorate. Donald Trump has no degree. VP Kamala Harris has been a prosecutor. Donald Trump has never been a prosecutor. VP Kamala Harris was Attorney General. Donald Trump, never. VP Kamala Harris graduated from Howard University. Donald Trump, grades look like shit. VP Kamala Harris has a happy marriage. 10-year marriage that's happy. Her husband touches her. Donald Trump, Melania Trump does not want you touching her. She hates Donnie's guts. Must I show y'all how much she hates him? I would love to show y'all how much she hates that man. Their marriage is fake. It's not a real marriage. I'm going to start it over so y'all can see what your leader goes through. She hates him. Look at her. That's a woman that hates her husband. She can't stand that man. And when they're out and about, she won't even let him touch her. And y'all admire a loser? Donald Trump is a loser. He lost the election 2020, and what he do? He tried to steal it. That's what he did. He tried to steal the election. And that's who y'all worshiping. What do we expect from losers, you know? What do we expect? Losers worship another loser. He even went so far as in the 2020 election, January 6, 2021, to try to get VP Mike Pence to lie that he won the election. He wanted Mike Pence to replace the true ballots with President Biden as a president. He wanted him to replace him with ballots that were fake. That's what your guy Donald Trump did. He is a fraud. His whole life he's been a fraud. He came out of his mama womb a fraud. And y'all love it.
As I've said many times, on that fateful day, President Trump's words were reckless. They endangered my family and everyone at the Capitol. But the American people deserve to know that on that day, President Trump also demanded that I choose between him and the Constitution. Now voters will be faced with the same choice. I chose the Constitution, and I always will.
I'm going to play that again for y'all because maybe that's going to help you out with your ignorance. Because Mike Pence is an honorable man. He is an educated man. Donald Trump is not educated. He is not an honorable man. He tried to steal a whole election. Really?
On that fateful day, President Trump's words were reckless. They endangered my family and everyone at the Capitol. But the American people deserve to know that on that day, President Trump also demanded that I choose between him and the Constitution. Now voters will be faced with the same choice. I chose the Constitution, and I always will.
Case closed. Dunny Boys hearing is November 26th. MAGA, what are y'all going to do? Because Donald Trump is going to prison. VP Kamala Harris, President VP Kamala Harris, she will win November 5th. She already has won. Look at the polls. He doesn't stand a chance, MAGA. Not at all. And y'all love to sit up and hate on this beautiful face that God blessed me with and all this long, beautiful hair that a black woman has. Honey, I've been beautiful from coming out of my mama's womb. Y'all can't break me down. I'm sitting here pretty, drinking out of real crystal glasses. Cheers. Get a life. Huh. You think you're going to break me down? You could never. I'm sitting pretty 24/7 while y'all sitting around worshiping a man that don't care anything about you. You would give your last dime to Donald Trump instead of feeding your children, instead of helping your grandfathers, instead of helping your mothers, your fathers. Are you kidding me? You think you're going to break me? It would never happen. I'm sitting pretty with beautiful white teeth while you got gaps and rotten teeth. What you got to say? You can't break all this beauty. Are you kidding me? Kick Ross. Deuces. Good night. Bye, beautiful kings and queens. And thank you for coming to my channel.